Hello and welcome to another Warhammer video series. So today I'm going to be attempting a Mortal Empires campaign, aiming for the short campaign victory, where I'm playing as Malekith of the Dark Elves, and the extra challenge is to win the campaign without actually capturing any territory. So I'll explain exactly how that's going to work once we get going, playing on the hardest difficulty settings, no mods, and yeah, this is still Twist and Twilight, is latest DLC. I had been thinking about maybe there's some other faction I could do the Lord and Hero only challenge, like the Von Carsteins, but I didn't really come up with anything good, so decided to try something different. Not exactly sure how hard this will be, but yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I haven't tried this kind of challenge at all before, so excited to give it a shot. Alright, and I'm just gonna skip the opening voiceover and stuff. So, what is this challenge and why is it doable? Given that taking settlements is obviously a pretty key part of every Total War game, or for most factions. Obviously there's the hordes and stuff, but we're not a horde. So if you look at the short campaign victory conditions, which is what I'm aiming for here, I noticed that for lots of the factions, including a lot of the new, like New World, or I guess the Warhammer 2 races, you don't actually have to conquer territory to win. So this first one, maintain control of 10 provinces, including the following, either by direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. So that's the thing, right? You don't actually have to take any territory yourself to achieve this. Construct one of each of the buildings, Black Tower of Malekith. Okay, well that's in Nagarond, and Nagaron's going to be my one settlement, so that's fine. Maintain 3 Black Arcs. Yep, can do that. Just takes time. You know, there's 25 turn cooldown on that, but sure, we can do that. Destroy these factions. Don't need to take more territory to do that, in theory. And control any 8 of the following settlements, either by direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. So again, like, in theory, we can do this without actually taking the settlements ourselves. 10,000 battle captures, no problem. And then deal with Archaon. Well, yeah, that's going to be pretty hard with very limited resources, but, you know, all these conditions are doable without taking more territory. So that was what motivated me to have a go at this. So basically, the rule is, I'm not allowed to occupy enemy settlements, I'm not allowed to colonize ruins, and I'm not allowed to confederate any other Dark Elf faction that has one or more settlements. So I can do a confederation, but only if they're down to, you know, only if the faction's down to 0 settlements, and they're basically about to get wiped out or whatever. So that's the basic idea. So obviously my economy, military strength and so on, ability to support lots of armies is going to be a lot weaker. I think Malekith is the best character, or, you know, this is the best faction to attempt this with. And I'll just go through, probably easiest on the diplomacy screen, like why I think this is doable. So my plan is basically to have the other Dark Elf factions, in particular, at least for the start of the game, Hargoneth, do a lot of the conquering of territory for me. So I want them to essentially, like, take over a ton of the map, get really strong, be my allies. I'm not going to make a military alliance with them right at the beginning, because military alliances could be a little dodgy with the AI, but eventually the plan is to have a military alliance with them, to be fighting the same people as them, you know, fight with them against the High Elves ultimately, and yeah, like, use them to essentially be my friend. We're also allied with Hag Grief, and this, we do start with a military alliance, and this could get you into trouble because if Malice declares war on, like, random minor Dark Elf factions near us that we don't want to actually fight, then you know, either we end up in a war we don't want, or we have to break the alliance. And the problem with breaking the alliance is that actually annoys everyone. Like, that gives you low reliability, basically, and causes you other problems. It doesn't just annoy Malice. So I'm not sure how things will go with Hag Grief. I'm not interested in picking a fight or breaking the alliance. If he takes territory, you know, if he takes provinces, and that counts towards my victory conditions, great. But I'm not going to worry too much about this overall. I think Haganeth and maybe Marathi and the Cult of Pleasure, we'll see. Those are going to be my main allies for this. So the end goal, or the later goal, is to you know, take on Ulthuan and have to destroy Nagaryth and Avalon. That's very unlikely to help, or like to happen without me intervening to do it. They're not just going to get wiped out on their own, pretty much. So that's the long-term goal, is wiping out High Elves. But in the short term, I need to deal with the starting area, so I can't occupy this territory, but for sure I do not want Skaven in these ruins, and currently these 3 settlements have this minor Skaven faction clan Septic in. So I'm going to try and wipe those out. I'm not going to try and fight these other minor Dark Elf factions. I'll leave those to Hellebrand and Haganeth to take care of. I'm expecting to end up in war with the Hmong, who are this Norska tribe up in the north here. But I'm not going to really look to pick a fight in this. I definitely want, you know, my fellow Dark Elves to occupy the rest of this region. But exactly how things will play out in this will be pretty dependent on what the AI does. So, yeah. Hopefully that explains everything, and go ahead and get started with the game. I'll try and write like a concise summary of the rules in the YouTube description as well. So, I guess we can check what I got for the Sorceress. Oh, that is perfect. Well, after rolling lousy traits at the start of the Vampire campaign, that is as good as it gets. She's going to be fighting in Malekith's army. Boosting troops' leadership and melee attack is excellent. Really happy to see that. Okay, so before I do anything else, let's try and do a little diplomacy here. So as well as the Skaven, there's all these other Dark Elf factions, some of which don't like me, like Clark Arond don't like me. They just basically, I mean, the developers just put in sort of starting conditions that they would start out pretty hostile to you. So nothing much you can do about that. Haganeth are good friends of us and becoming even better. So let's go talk to them. So we could go for a defensive alliance right away and just upgrade to a military alliance at some point in the future. I think that sounds like a good plan. I'm not sure they'll accept it on turn 1, but I will see. Yeah, they show stronger than us, which is probably not going to be helping in this.
This is beneath me.
Alright, so they didn't want an alliance right away, no worries.
Weak and feeble.
And they don't want military access. Oh, they do want military access. Okay, well that works fine. We can work towards the alliance on some future turn when the relations improved a bit. It's going all the way up to 86, so shouldn't be a problem. One nice thing about not having lots of territory is I shouldn't get the... I don't think I'll get the Great Power penalty in diplomacy, which will help me keep my allies happy. I think Great Power scales off your number of settlements rather than, like, you know, how many settlements you've sacked or blown up or whatever. I'm not completely sure. Okay, so we're at war with the Skaven, we can't do diplomacy with them. There's these greenskins that were added recently, and for whatever reason, like, CA just started them with no troops whatsoever, so they're super weak. So they are happy to get a non-aggression pact, and I think I can even get some money out of them for it. I might slightly annoy some of the other Dark Elves by making this agreement, but I don't think it's a big deal. I'm desperate for gold. So... Alright, apparently they don't have any gold to give me. Fair enough. Let's see, is there anything... Try and get them to draw in war against the Skaven. Yeah, they probably won't do that because they're too weak. Alright, well, I think I'll do this non-aggression pact anyway. I can always cancel it after 10 turns. So these three start as the Skaven settlements, and then there's this one that starts as ruins that the Skaven might occupy. I just don't want a situation in a few turns' time where, like, the Orcs have built up strength and I can't get the non-aggression pact, but I don't want to be fighting them. So let's go ahead and make this now. As I said, can always cancel it later. Okay, I'm not really inclined to make treaties or deals with the other Dark Elf factions. I doubt I could really get much money for it. I will see about the non-aggression pact with the Hmong, because again, I don't really want to be fighting them right at the beginning. I think they're likely to end the non-aggression pact, but let's just have it for the time being. Okay, and over in south, so they start out super strong. Even though we have a military alliance, I actually don't start at war with the Itzitza tribe, who they start at war with, which is kind of interesting. But I can offer to go to war against them and see if I can get any money out of Malice here.
Forbidden.
No. I guess what happened is just that he's strong enough that he can basically handle it himself. Alright, well, I haven't done well at getting gold here, but in the interest of improving diplomacy, just improving relations with him, like his relations with us are actually dropping because he has this aversion to Malekith, which is interesting. So I'll just offer to join the war. I'm obviously not going to participate, and Malice can deal with them on his own, but it just makes him slightly happier. Yeah, well, yeah, +8. Alright, not a big deal. Okay, I think that's all for the diplomacy.
Would think nothing of me killing you.
So these, let's see, these elves are at war with... I will just do a quick check and see if I can get any money for a non-aggression pact. I'm not going to make a non-aggression pact with someone that Hellebron's about to attack, but I'll, you know, if I can get a bit of money for a non-aggression pact down here,
Unthinkable.
I'll take it.
Peerless.
Yeah, so Grand are not going to be my friends. I'm going to basically let Hellebron wipe them out.
Favored of the Witch King.
Karen Carr, who has this territory? Deadwood Sentinels, okay. I think I'm up for a non-aggressive pact with them, but you don't want to.
Cruel and deadly.
Nagaroth warrior.
Alright, not having any success with non-aggression pacts here.
Is your destruction.
They don't particularly like Hag Grief, which is an issue. Yeah, I think when I've played Malekith in the past, Malice has declared war on Clarkerond, and that's ended in problems, but see if I can grab a trade agreement. Or maybe just a non-aggressive, non-aggression pact. Okay, they did go for that. Alright, we'll work towards the trade agreement. I'm really not looking to fight more than one enemy at once. I mean, even more so than normal in this campaign, because I'll have, for a long time, I'm just going to have Malekith. I won't have multiple armies, and I need to, you know, I don't want Nagaron to get attacked. Like, obviously, it's even more valuable than usual. So let's start getting it up to tier 2 right away, and we're going to move as far as we can this way. So planning to go after Harkaldra, wipe out the Skaven there next turn, but stay in our own territory for now so I can recruit. And I just want to go for Dark Shards. They're my favourite of these units. And Malekith, his Lord ability gives a discount on like Dark Shards and then the Spear and Sword units, so they're pretty cheap, which is also great.
Conjurer, the winds stir.
I have my Sorceress wander up this way, and I can join her to have her join up with Malekith next turn for the actual battle against the Skaven. Alright, nothing else to do there, and only have one choice for technology. So yeah, I think that is everything.
I'll turn the snow red.
Probably shouldn't have that on fast forward because it would actually be useful to see how my other Dark Elf factions are doing here. Okay, so Clarkrand went to war with the Broken Chains. That's fine, I think. I have a peace treaty or a non-aggressive pact with both, but that's all okay. Before I do any fighting, let's see how we're doing strength-wise. So I strengthened a fair bit, and I'm actually stronger than Hellebrand now.
Don't waste my time with petty
Nice. So she is willing to go straight into a defensive alliance. Yeah, I think defensive alliance is what we want. Get a little money out of her too. I want her to be strong, but obviously, you know, I want money. Like, I value this money for myself more than I want her to have it. So, if someone attacks either of us, then we have the option to bring each other in to fight, which is what I want. I don't want a military alliance just yet, because if she, like, gets too aggressive and, I don't know, declares war on the Hmong or something before I want to fight them, I don't want to be obliged to join in. But yeah, defensive alliance is just fine.
You will meet your doom if you
Okay,
do not
Clarkrand are
speak
not pretty... Yeah, they're not so happy with me. The treaties with Broken Chains is hitting things a little, so I guess I can't get a trade agreement there.
now. You shall fail, and the true Druki shall rise.
Let's go for a non-aggressive pact with this faction. One nice thing about being the player is that you basically get... Because you get to do like a turn's recruiting before the enemy or the other factions can do recruiting, that sometimes helps just tip the very early balance of power in your favour slightly.
Denied.
But yeah, I guess they're not interested in paying me.
For Nagaroth.
But they did accept it. Alright, work towards a trade agreement, little extra money. Again, I don't have to keep the non-aggressive pacts
Feared by all.
long term.
Dreadlord. Welcome to the Black Court.
Alright, everything else looks good here. So let's go ahead and take on the Skaven.
Abominable snow.
Now, what do I want to do to this settlement? I mean, that's another question. I might see how the battle goes. I'm going to have a problem here, which is that I don't get replenishment because I can't occupy this, right? So I either have to sack it and leave it with the Skaven, or raise it. I guess I can make that choice after I see how the battle goes. If I remember correctly, there's a fair few Skaven troops here. Yeah. So they outnumber us by a lot, but they just have pretty basic units. They've got one unit of Night Runners, but everything else is Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves. And then this guy... Okay, he has Pestilent Breath, but not Warp Lightning. It's good to know. And, okay, so 2 more Night Runner units in the garrison.
Fight for me or die.
So our goal here is just to take as little damage as possible.
Skills, sorceress. Relics, come forth.
Income from trade, 5% faction-wide, alright. And, okay, that's the right that boosts experience for sorceresses. Yeah, I'm not going to prioritize that really. I didn't talk about this, but one of the other reasons that Dark Elves are kind of, I think, a pretty good choice for this challenge is I get to use slaves to make quite a lot more money than one province normally, or one settlement rather, normally could.
Come, Druki, to battle.
So there's obviously going to be a lot of Skaven coming in here. I don't think... Oh, I should have checked this. I'm pretty sure they don't have Menace below. There's not enough corruption right at the beginning of the campaign. But I'm just going to try and use my crossbowmen to focus fire down, essentially one unit at a time. Chariots, these Cold One chariots are actually pretty good against early game Skaven. Like, the early game Skaven units just don't have stuff that can damage them. So I think I'm going to deploy pretty defensively here, just up this hill. Definitely let the Skaven come towards me.
Malekith. Malekith.
Also start with the bolt throwers, which are decent artillery units. Pretty good against lots of infantry with this multi-shot round. my own infantry, melee infantry, like, the Black Guard are a high tier unit, but they suffer the same kind of issue that melee infantry do on the hard difficulties in this game, which is, because of the enemy combat cheats, they're just, I don't know, they can just struggle to do well, even when it feels like they should be stronger than what they're fighting. So my plan for the early game army is to recruit more Dark Shards, primarily, minimal frontline, and upgrade to Shades, and have more or less a full stack of Shades as my army going into the mid-game. I think Shades are... shoot the Night Runners. Yeah, Shades are my favourite Dark Elf unit. They're so flexible. You know, good range, good armor-piercing missiles, decent melee fighters. Okay, so I've got Fireball for 5 Winds of Magic, then I've got Chill Wind for 5. I think once a combat's joined and I can get a good Chill Wind across the unit, Chill Wind is going to do more damage. If I cast a Fireball here though, it's liable to just hit a tree, I guess. Okay, back out of that. They could probably do fine against those Skaven Slaves, but I think I'd rather have them just like run around these yeah, they barely took any damage. I'd rather have them just kind of harass the back of the Skaven line. Okay, Chariots, I want you shooting at Night Runners. Yeah, I think that's the best target. Okay, and there's their General. You know what? Since he's a little off on his own, let's try having the Chariots just run him down. He's a wizard. I mean, he doesn't have armor, he doesn't have great stats. Okay, I want my crossbowmen to focus fire on this unit. My strategy is basically to just focus fire on a unit until it breaks. I think the crossbowmen were really effective at that. Okay, so now we've got some clan rats coming in, let's focus fire on them. Not going to prioritize shooting Skaven slaves, they're quite a lot weaker. We're taking some missile fire back, but you know, it is what it is, can't do anything about it. Okay, those clan rats are routing. They'll be back, but I'm just mainly trying to like break up the attack so we're not dealing with everything at once. Yeah, this magic's not doing any damage to our chariots, and we're kind of beating up this guy, so that is all good, I think. Barely taken any damage so far. Got a decent Chill Wind cast here, I think, just a ton of units on top of each other. Yeah, Malekith's magic's not the best. He's also not the best, like, melee lord. He gets lots of unique magic items, and he gets a dragon. He's decent. Sort of hybrid spellcaster melee character, but not the best of the best, I'd say. How are we doing over here? I don't think we're particularly close to losing a chariot. On the other hand, not really killing that guy either, so probably better to try and run down some of these units. Okay, Night Runners are back, let's focus them again. Yeah, having a bit of issue with the chariot management, but it just happens like with lots of enemy units plus the trees, they get a bit stuck. Overall, I'm very happy with how this is going so far though. Yeah, taking a bit of damage from the Skaven Slave slingers. See if I can get them to go after Malekith instead of my Dark Shards. Oh, got a nice shot down into a couple of Skaven units there. Yep, just get that unit off the battlefield, that's all I want. Yeah, these are some clan rats, let's shoot them.
Massacre them.
Fear me.
Okay. You don't need to really chase after everyone, just go deal with whatever you can over this way.
I will have destruction.
Alright, she's in combat with... I'm not exactly sure what that unit is.
We are ready. Orders understood. Blood for Cain.
Alright, those Skaven slaves aren't going to last long.
Terror and
Should
death.
just shoot these clan rats.
Dread spears.
Have Malekith come back, make sure I break these units in melee. Yeah, they're not going to last too long.
Sharks.
Alright, and we just got the Murderous Prowess Proc 2, which is cool.
By Drakira.
I mean, we've done a lot of damage to them. I don't think they will keep fighting for too long here, actually.
Hear my words. Carnage.
Yeah, seeing lots of low leadership. I think that might be the army losses. Pretty much. Great. Alright, I think that was about as clean as I could hope for in terms of losses. Lost 19 guys on that unit, only 6 there. 0 blackguard.
Advance, Druki. Dealers in death.
I don't think I get experience for shooting these units because it's a settlement, and so the remaining enemy just get kind of killed by... Like, they just get distributed between my units as kills. Yeah. Okay, don't need to do any more fighting there. So don't really need replenishment here at all. I think that means rather than sacking the settlement and being delayed getting on to the next Skaven settlement, I'd rather just raise it.
All shall kneel before me.
It's a nice lot of money. Yeah, so here's the choice. So
Then burn it.
we definitely want to make slaves. We want to have 500 slaves so we can get the Black Art going. Do the Black Art right, but that requires the slave pen building, which we're, I think, 4 turns away from being able to get.
Take anything.
So we can sack one of the the other Skaven settlements.
Destroy.
Let's just go ahead and raise this now and
End them.
move on towards their, you know, the altar of ultimate darkness as soon as we can.
Malekith.
So that was a lot of the Skaven troops, but I believe that they're going to be recruiting more between their 2 settlements. Level up wise, Lightning Strike's going to be critical at some point in this campaign for sure. I could start putting points in here, but as I mentioned, I really want the Shades, and I don't currently benefit from bolstering, like, none of the units that get bolstered by this ability are actually in my army yet, so hold off on that.
I will flame
And yeah,
strike
sorcerers will just work on magic first, as normal. Yeah, so 2 more turns for this to be built, and then we'll get going on the slave pens. One issue I have here is public order. So corruption's going to start to increase because of the Skaven. It's actually going to increase a lot. And I don't have anything helping with public order here. But that's only going to get worse when I start throwing slaves in there too. So I think this other building slot that becomes available at tier 2 is just going to be the public order building for now. I don't want to have like Malekith having to babysit public order here constantly, rather than being able to go out and actually take out, like finish off the Skaven. I also have the option to drop the taxes. So let's just see how expensive the buildings I want to be building. I want to do this upgrade to tier 2 so I can recruit masters. They're a decent hero and I can recruit them really early. I'd also love to be able to build this, but I don't have the slots. Because yeah, I want to do slave pens to get going on the Black Ark, and I want this. So that's 3,000, 5,000 in total. Yeah, but I'm gonna have 6,000 next turn, and this doesn't even finish in 2 turns.
is victorious.
So this might be a bit. Oh, I can't turn off Right. Sorry. I'm dumb. I don't have the option to turn off taxation with the Dark Elves, that's right. Yeah, never mind. I was kind of persuading myself that, like, I should lower my taxes, because, you know, I don't need the extra money, but yeah, don't actually have the choice.
Cursed.
Mother of despair.
Okay, so just keep an eye on Harganeth and see what she goes after. Once she takes this territory, which is hopefully pretty soon, I can start trading with her, which would be good.
Dreadlord! I find you tiresome. Tiresome thing.
I'd love to get a trade agreement with someone.
Ruthless. You have precious little time.
Lord, our court.
Yeah, not really, not you.
Master of cruel, we share common purpose.
Okay, yeah, no one's interested. I'll stop trying that every turn. I think they're just not going to be interested in agreements unless they get weaker or we get stronger or something.
My cruelty.
Alright, let's continue. Yeah, so I didn't see the troop movements last time because I just had this set on fast forward, but I kind of want to know what's happening down here. I'm pretty sure, I mean, Mala starts with Black Ark, he starts with some decent units. I'm pretty sure that he'll wipe out Lizardmen, more or less no trouble. Okay, clock around at war with Heralds of Ariel, that's interesting. Don't think I've discovered them yet though.
Cold winds rise.
Alright, and quest issued for the Armor of Midnight, which just requires me to grab 5,000 battle captives. Yep.
I am the Witch King.
Okay. So let's have a look at the Skaven. They don't have much military strength, it's not clear exactly where it is. I think I can have my Sorceress leave the army here. Can she actually get to... Nice, she can actually explore the...
Chilling Kith.
Just check this movement range. I think she can actually get to the Ultimate Darkness this turn, which my army can't.
I am gone.
Yes. So I'm just going to discover the Skaven for free experience. I won't actually have to pay that 500.
Power.
We'll see if they're building troops here or in the south. Okay, no troops there. Great.
Sorceress of Nagaroth.
Fear me.
So I can't get over here in one turn. I think with that in mind... Yeah, I also can't encamp to heal. That's the other one of the other things with the Dark Elves is your replenishment outside of your territory comes only from the Black Arcs.
Spreading.
So we can afford to just move to here, then use ambush stance. It's a little conservative, as in, I'm sure the Skaven aren't in a rush to come up and fight me, but...
I hate snow.
Okay, so we're now getting a +4 faction bonus to this. So this is the game... This is one of the new features added recently for Public Order, where you like... If you get into the negatives or positives, you start to get sort of a faction effect to counteract that, so we'll see how much that helps stopping a revolt there, but I do still definitely need to get Public Order up started next turn.
Lord of Nagaroth.
Okay, do I need to do anything else here?
Cain's priest. What foolish errand brings you before?
What?
Yeah, so it doesn't look like anyone's occupied.
Master of Seers.
What's it called? Is it Temple of Cain? Yeah, Temple of Cain. It's worth keeping an eye on that though. Yeah, the Hmong have built up military strength, unsurprisingly.
Soon I will silence that chittering.
One thing with the new the Sisters faction, the Heralds of Ariel, is I think it makes Clarkarond less likely to want to fight you, as in fight Nagarond early, which is interesting. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how I feel about that new faction a little later in the game, where maybe I'm having to deal with them, but right now I'm certainly happy. Alright, new building slots opened here, which is great. So like I said, I need to go for slave pens, but I also feel like I need the public order. And construction cost is up 2% because of poor public order, but yeah, can't do anything about that, sadly. So there's no Skaven here. Oh, don't seem to be any Skaven in Raktor Gorge either. That is interesting. Wonder if they've sent an army down to colonize this. Just see here.
Chosen.
No, it's still got two settlements. Well, I certainly want to wipe them out at the Altar of Ultimate Darkness. Yeah, so this is just the garrison. Looks like they will have one use of the Menace Blow, that's good to know about. So just pair of clan rats, pair of Skaven slaves, pair of night runners, no problem. Again, main focus is just trying to take as little damage as I possibly can.
Attack! Come, Truki, to battle!
I guess, funnily enough, that we're not getting any replenishment at all right now. The chariots are kind of my best unit to tank with, because, like, provided I don't lose one out of the 4, they actually full heal at the end of the battle. It's interesting. Alright, so I'll see if I have to make the escape and come to me or not.
All shall tremble.
Pretty much same deployment as last time, I think. Just keep Malekith at the back to deal with the Menace Below clan rats. Yeah, the main issue here is just that they spawn the clan rats on top of my bolt throwers. I wish you could set the default for to being multi-shot round. I feel like I almost never find the standard round more effective. Yeah, so just fire into the rear of those clan rats, that sounds fine. They don't have any magic this time. Clan rats will be spawning pretty soon here, I think.
The true king!
There we go.
Moving out! I depart!
Sorceress of Grond!
Actually, they haven't stopped the bolt throwers from shooting, which is good, but I do want as many units as possible to just get in there and finish them off.
I am ready!
Okay, good.
Advance, Druki!
Okay, even if they rally, they won't. Yeah, they won't have time to come back and do damage.
Death awaits!
Battle calls!
You can redeploy a little here.
Forward!
So yeah, basically the same strategy as before, where I'm just gonna focus fire on one unit at a time once they're in range.
Vile creature! Merciless warriors!
Okay, looks like the Skaven slaves here draw on the short straw. Ooh, second Menace Blow. Yikes. Did not actually expect that. That is unfortunate.
Eager for blood!
Oh, she'll still be fine here.
For the king!
I burst! Swiftly!
Okay. Those units are going to sit still and fire at my chariots, I may as well blast them with that Burning Head spell. Yeah, it did. Ooh, 50 kills, it's nice. Okay, why don't we change target to focus on this unit.
Red spears.
See if I can redeploy to give my archers a good shot into the flank.
Malekith
Alright, I do not want to lose.
shall suffer.
I better not lose a repeater bolt thrower. It looks like we should be okay. Okay, that unit's broken. Good. Yeah, I think they've more or less had enough here.
Destroy. Forward.
Alright, this unit's wavering.
The Witch King.
Got him. There we go.
Battle. To destruction.
Alright, so 2 menace below. Yeah, it's worth remembering that because that number's only going to increase, or potentially increase in the future battles. Took a bit more damage that time. Yeah, still reasonably good shape here. Hopefully these both heal back to full. The difference between having to... Oh, shoot. I guess they didn't. Oh, or rather, I guess, yeah, I actually did lose enough crewmen that I've lost them. Yeah, I was going to say, the difference between wiping the Skaven out in, like, one pass-through versus having to pull back to Nagron because of, you know, sorting the revolt out and so on is really big.
Look on me.
Oh, I lost 2 of them. Ouch. Yeah, that sucks. So how much movement does Malekith have? I'm not sure he has enough to sack and then raise.
Behind.
I think I'll go ahead and still just raise this. Try and get through the Skaven as fast as possible.
King of the Truth.
Okay, so we won't be able to attack Reactor Gourds next turn, but the turn after. So by that point, Public Order will be down at minus
All shall kneel
60 or so. Yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. Definitely want this eventually. Slaves are just so important
cannot be trusted.
for our economy. Okay, well, that was still pretty successful. It sucks about the bolt throwers, but it's okay. And we've done the building there. Yep.
Nah, Warpston, do not make me.
What now? I will inflict such horrors upon
Yeah, don't have
you.
terrible relations with these other Dark Elf factions at least. She doesn't like me, but I don't care because hopefully
Mercy.
Mother
Haganeth is going to deal with them. Although Haganeth's struggled a little. At least, oh, she hasn't. I think normally she would have taken the settlements in the first couple of turns. Yeah. Okay.
Before Malekith.
Well,
Yes.
I think that's all I can do here.
Witch King is victorious.
Ooh. Ooh, I see what's happening here. Well, this could be a quick end to the campaign. So this army has marched up and ambushed us. They don't have too much, I think, but they have a whole... They have like maybe 12 units coming in reinforcing on force march.
Come, Truki, to
Now, I'm hoping these are mostly just clan rats and Skaven slaves, and they're not going to be too hard to deal with. It's obviously going to be critical right at the beginning here that I can redeploy my crossbowmen and get shooting and not have them bogged down in melee. I may well lose my repeater bolt throws here, but that's, yeah. If that's the case, it's annoying, but doable. Yeah, they're right at the back of the line. That can't be good. Oh, all these darn trees as well. Okay, I see rat things. Are they just coming from that side? Maybe, but the reinforcements come from the other side. Okay,
Cold-blooded killers.
let's get redeployed really fast here.
Fire and death. Murder awaits. Bolt throwers.
Malekith.
Merciless warriors. Dark shards.
Yeah, you need to be starting to shoot here.
They shall suffer.
Yeah, this was careless. Did this really too slowly.
Moving out. Druki, by your command.
Yeah, just start shooting.
Make them
Okay,
bleed.
menace blow coming down.
Dread spears.
Need to engage and deal with that.
Suffering for all.
Managed to wipe out that unit already, or rout that unit already, that's good. Alright, took a lot of damage from that warp lightning, unfortunately.
Black guards.
What is it with my camera angle? I feel like... I guess we're on a hill, that's what it is, I think.
Chariots. Druki,
Yeah,
forward.
had one of my crossbowman units right away, that's unfortunate. That warp lightning is doing so much more damage than anything else this Skaven have here. Malekith's doing okay. Okay, that unit rallied. Need you to redeploy. Yes, we've got this army to deal with too, although the good thing here is that they have come in two waves.
Malekith.
So hopefully we can deal with them as such.
We are ready.
Okay, these units are all routing. Let's have the chariots come over this way and run them down.
Following orders.
Make sure they
Black guards.
are
Merciless hosts.
gotten off the battlefield.
Make them bleed.
Okay,
Dark elves.
you can redeploy.
To destruction.
Doesn't look like there's more menace below at least. And that's the general. Okay,
Malekith.
where's my sorceress? She's in combat, although she's doing okay-ish.
Seeking carnage.
Chariots.
You just need to kill these units. They're gonna rally again. Yeah.
Witch King.
Dark shards.
Fear me.
Okay, well the rubber units are really slow in getting in here actually. That's great.
Bolt throwers.
Can you start to shoot them yet? No.
Malekith.
Oh, that silly warp lightning is
Dealers
doing
in
so much damage to my crossbowmen.
murder awaits.
See if we can send Malekith just to kill this
No
guy.
mercy.
He's not the best duelist, but
Carnage awaits.
this is only a Skaven warp block engineer or something. Yeah, it looks like... Okay, good. Malekith's gone over and is dealing with him. Yes, nice. Okay.
Chariots.
So these Carnots have come back to fight, but now they're breaking again. Good. Okay, we're taking quite a lot of damage from the Skaven Slave Spears. See if I can drop down Burning Head. Okay. Yeah, managed to rout them. Okay, go after them. So there's just this guy left and he's broken. See if Malekith can finish him off.
Sacrifice them.
And now all I have to do is try and redeploy for their reinforcements here. Still have lots of bolts left, which is good. I probably want to back up. What are they doing? I don't know. They seem to have either slightly bugged out or they're just being super slow. But yeah, everything back up.
Moving out.
I don't want them to be able to just sneak up on us through the trees, then just like
Dark
basically
guards.
come out right on top of us sort of thing.
Advance, Druki.
Yeah, the general's probably low enough health, he's not going to come back. And these units are on force march, there's obviously quite a lot of them. Okay, I think what I'll do, have my sorcerers come up and try to drop down some magic. It looks like they're in pretty nice rows for the burning head spell to do a lot of damage.
Death is coming. On to slaughter. Chariots.
Okay, they're shattered. Yeah, they're going to be off the battlefield, that's no problem.
Advancing.
Alright, can I see this Skaven in here? Yes. Yeah, they're coming at me just super slowly. Well, that was as good a blind cast of that spell as I could possibly hope for. What is this guy? Oh, he also has Warp Lightning. Okay, that's not good.
All shall tremble.
Guess I can slightly hedge against Warp Lightning by spreading my units out a little bit.
Forward.
Yeah, I don't want you getting stuck in combat.
Red spears. Druki forward.
The true king.
Malekith should be able to smash this guy in melee, no problem. Yeah, don't bother shooting at him with the bolt throws though.
Malekith.
Okay, go for another burning head spell on the units coming in here. Oops. Maybe I should let Malekith... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Let Malekith come back a bit. Let all the Skaven clump up on Malekith, and then I'll drop my magic. I think that's going to be effective. But I need to get my... Yeah, I need to do that backed up a little so that my crossbowmen are all in range. Yeah, Malekith's having slight leadership issues, but that's just because there's a ton of Skaven here. Okay, there we go. That's good.
Malekith.
Now you can keep trying to kill their general.
Servant of Hecate!
Dark shards.
Yep, so focus fire on one unit at a time again.
By Hecate!
Okay, actually... They have a lot of units here, man. Assuming something like that is going to do decent casualties at least. Yeah.
Chosen of king.
Okay, they're broken. Alright, need to get my... Keep an eye on my sources' health.
My power is yours!
Malekith.
I didn't actually see what was in this army. I maybe need to watch a little in case there's like a random higher tier unit they maybe started with, but I don't see anything right now.
I will have destruction.
Yeah. Still going
Bolt throwers.
very well,
Blood will flow.
I would say.
Malekith.
Oh, this Skaven do not look like they want to fight anymore. Okay, and this army was on force march. They just get wiped out. Okay, I'm thinking that was good. I did not expect this Skaven to come attack me, but I'm kind of glad they did, given that we won the battle convincingly. So we're not going to have wiped out that first army. They're not on force march, but this lot will get wiped out.
All powerful!
Which was the majority of their units, I believe. Great, another decisive victory too. It's always good. Yeah, almost 400 kills on the fire wizard. It's great. Okay, so yeah, lots of these units didn't get wiped out in the battle, but they were on force march, as I said. And like most of this army got wiped out. And this guy's at very low health too, which is probably kind of good we didn't wipe him out, because otherwise they'd bring in a new full health lord. So I think.
I want their heads. I have no need of them.
I think I will go for the replenishment and take slaves here.
You stand before the supreme ruler of.
Oh, okay. Beastman tribe that doesn't immediately want to fight me. Yeah, I mean that's fine. They're not at war with anyone else. Let's see if I could do a counter offer that involved a non-aggression pact. Okay. Well, I didn't give them any money, and we have a non-aggression pact. That works for me. Alright, so we picked up the Trickster's Shard. Yeah, I must remember to try and use that on the Grey Seer in the next fight. And we've got that technology done. Good.
Malekith.
Yeah, so we can't get down to Active Gorge this turn, but we should be able to next turn, and the Skaven aren't going to have any forces left. Well, sorry, I guess they have this plus the garrison, but we should be able to take them on.
My cruelty knows no limits. Bring me his traitorous head.
Okay, so next turn we have the public order boost coming in, which will be great. Yeah, slaves are starting to chip into the public order a little too. Yeah, rebellion in 5 terms time I think I could deal with. If it's sooner than that, we might struggle. Fortunately, Nagarand has a very decent garrison, even at low levels, so, you know, if revolt spawns and like comes over here to lay siege, there's every chance I can break the siege and deal with them. But
I am the Witch King.
don't really want to go down that route if I can avoid it. Okay, felt like this army wanted to withdraw and couldn't because they were beaten over the end turn. So that works really well for me. Take them out before going on to fight their garrison troops. And yeah, get some more slaves and replenishment off this lot too. The main thing here is just this Grey Seer having the Warp Lightning spell and the Menace Blow. So if we can avoid taking too much damage from those things, I'll be very happy.
Bolt throwers!
Fear me.
Eager for battle! Dealers in death!
Yeah, this army's going to get wiped out if they lose.
Chariots!
Chariots can go forward and try and snipe the Grey Seer, I think.
We are ready! Dread spear!
Yeah, everyone else can just hang out at the back.
I thirst.
You know what? I know the Menace Blow is going to spawn on my archers. I should just deploy with that in mind. Yeah, so I'll keep you on Skirmish Bird, but you go shoot this guy. How much health does he have? 327. Right. They might not be able to kill him, but worth a try, I think. Can't remember how much damage this does to Malekith. It does recharge, it does boost magic recharge, but we're not getting replenishment right now. I've just not really been interested in prioritizing that. It looks like he's going down. Yeah, chariots are actually taking him out. Ah, nuts. I forgot to switch to the multi-shot. Yeah, don't worry about skirmish mode.
As you say,
Just kill the Grey Seer. There's the clan rats.
dark elves!
Slaughter them.
Looks like we took out the Grey Seer. Nice.
Carnage awaits!
Alright.
Dread To slaughter!
Their end comes!
Yeah, I think it should be more or less a formality now.
Dark elves!
The true king.
Black guards!
Yeah.
The Skaven!
Glorious
Whoa.
carnage.
Okay, that was a little weird.
Chariots!
Wasn't the best cast, but it's good enough.
Battle ready!
Yeah, crossbow, we're going to do the rest of this, I think, no problem. Lost a bit more health on the bolt throwers, but
All shall tremble.
I think they're okay.
Sorceress of Grond!
Dealers in death!
Get out of there.
Massacre them!
Battle calls!
Cold-blooded killers!
Alright, looks like that's the army lasses. Yeah, great. Alright.
Suck a look on me and cower.
Oh, that's not great replenishment or slaves. That's not a great amount of money either.
Take them captive.
Yeah. Increases. Oh, that's decent. And I did forget about this on the Gracier, but I guess he was wiped out before he got in range for his warp lightning anyway. Okay, so this guy is down. And I can just get a little free experience with my sorceress.
Praise Cain!
But yeah, can't quite launch the attack this turn. But yeah, next turn should be able to go in and wipe out the Skaven. I'm assuming that's all they have left. Yeah, they didn't manage to... They didn't send an army down to colonize this or something, which is what I was a little concerned about. Alright, well, that's going to do it for part 1. I think this is a strong opening. Be able to wipe out the Skaven here soon. Then have to just see what we end up... You know, who we end up fighting against next. And should be able to get back to deal with the revolt. So yeah, it's all going well. Alright, excited to see how this challenge ends up developing. But for now, thanks for watching, and see you for part 2.